So for Ryan Day, man, what would it require for Ohio State to be in a spot where they can win the football game? And for them, that path is a lot easier to see. Like, you don't have to really squint to see how Ohio State can make this a spot where they end up winning the football game. Why? Because the spread's 8.5. To me, it's about, can we stay aggressive, right? It's like, go into this game and play to win the freaking game. Like, we saw them do that against Texas. We'll talk about that more in a second. But I want, like, in every facet, us to put the pedal to the metal and be on the aggressor side of this, because there's a part of this game and the lead up to it that feels very similar to what the preseason was for Ohio State. Everyone's saying, the Buckeyes are going to be tough to stop. They got the best roster in college football, and we name all their players. We do that a lot, and it's fair to say it's been warranted at this point. But I wonder a little bit how much that impacts them when it comes to the first half of this football game, which we have a bold prediction on a little bit later in the show. I want to see them attacking in every single area. One of the reasons I believe that they have been so successful in this college football playoff, Will Howard said it yesterday during media days, is like, we've been successful because we kind of played with a bit of an edge to us. We've been pissed off. And when you're pissed off, you get aggressive. Offensively, that's catered to Ohio State. Like, Ohio State scares you when they're taking deep shots downfield, when they're testing your corners, especially in the spot now where you know Notre Dame is going to play man coverage. Like, you test that early, often, and frequently. So I want to make sure we let this racehorse run down the backstretch, all right? Like, we're not being conservative with our play calling. We're not trying to hide Will Howard. That's been a talking point all week for a lot of folks. We've said it on our show already. This is a spot now where you're no longer questioning who is Will Howard. Can he be the guy just to not crash the car? That's not the case for him, man. Like, he's proven to you in multiple spots now, especially during this college football playoff, he is trustworthy to let you cut it loose. And Ohio State has got to cut it loose from a game plan perspective. On top of that, the reason why this is kind of a more simplistic discussion around Ohio State winning the football game is, like, based on what Vegas is telling you, they are the better football team per that spread. Now, is that the case on Monday night? Remains to be seen. Other teams have been favored against Notre Dame and come up short. But I'm so curious how they approach this thing from a competitive perspective as well. Forget the game plan for a second. Ohio State, in the game against Oregon and Michigan, we said this multiple times, to me it felt just a little bit like when it got close and you're in the fourth quarter, they got maybe a touch tight. They did a phenomenal job against Texas correcting that, especially in that goal line stand, and Jack Sawyer's got the strip sack back 80 yards, and that was poetic in every single sense. But, like, I still need to see Ohio State in this spot now not have a situation, just what we said with the game plan. Like, when you get into that second half situation, play to win, whatever that looks like. You're not checking your feet. You're not protecting your lead or wherever you're at. Like, keep the pedal to the metal and rely on those traits that you have acquired now from the Michigan loss, from the Oregon loss, from everyone telling you about what you're not based on this post or from these regular season results. Like, that to me has been the flip that is, or the switch that has flipped for Ohio State and why they've had success in this playoff. Need to see them not play tight in order to win. There's a lot to be unpacked there with both game plans, but if Ohio State's aggressive, they're going to have a real good shot, I think, to hoist that hardware when it comes to how this thing ends tonight.